Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Pardon for my late arrival because the GP and PNI conducted inspection on our troops in the field today, this morning. Rojas, the whole of Ross stretch near U.S. Embassy, Buendia, Baclaran. For today, yesterday, no untoward incidents were reported as of today as economic leaders arrived in the country to take part in this year's most important APEC activity, the APEC Economic Leaders Meeting in Manila from November 18 to 19. Citing reports of called by the APEC Security Task Force, 20 economic leaders and their entourage were escorted from their airport to their respective billet hotels as planned by STF. Two lightning rallies staged by a handful of protesters from militant organizations were reported in separate locations in Manila, but these were promptly dispersed with no significant effect to the overall security situation in the capital city that is host to this annual international event. The PNP expressed appreciation to the public for their cooperation during the lockdown of main roads in Metro Manila and appealed to the public to heighten the awareness of public advisories and unfolding events, even as it appealed for patience and understanding until the remaining days of the APEC week. The APEC STF, or Security Task Force, currently engaged in 3 separate APEC activities in Manila and Makati. Since Saturday, November 14, PNP Chief Police Director General Ricardo Marquez placed the entire PNP on full alert condition to ensure maximum availability of all personnel to perform police duty for the APEC summit. Thank you. I'm ready to answer your questions. Yes, Tina.
Sir, there are concerns about cell phone signal jamming during the week, especially now that we have the main events already. Can you give a statement on that?
Again, Tina and the rest of our friends in the media, as we mentioned before, there will be no such interruption. But again, as it is said, in case of any emergencies or necessary situation, then interruption could be made. But again, by and large or in general, there will be no interruption. Thank you. Good afternoon, and
Sir,
yun lang po. Yes?
sir, the military in the south has reported the beheading of a Malaysian hostage. Did they do that for the APEC? And can you confirm that it has in fact happened?
We have indeed received reports, but we are validating this information. There are already commanders on the ground that addresses the situation. As it is said, we have the original plan being executed now, and we are focused, our security forces here in Metro Manila, considering the magnitude of the event. There are also, based also on the plan, commanders on the ground in any areas are the one responsible in their respective jurisdictions. As of now, there is no evidence linking directly to the event. We are still in the process of validating the information as of now. Again, as we can say, as of now, the security forces in APEC, which focus, the Security Task Force is focused in Metro Manila. There are appropriate units or appropriate or sufficient personnel, unit commanders that addresses the situation outside of Metro Manila. Excuse me? Did you?
Did you adjust any of your security plans in response to the beheading of the Malaysian hostage yesterday?
As we have said before, we stick to the original plan. The report you are you have mentioned is again on the process of validation and confirmation on the ground. The adjustment being made actually is based on the scalable intensity or degree of security, as have already previously said or before mentioned before. So, the leaders already here, you can see the tight security situation or measures that we are already implementing. As of this moment, none. Ani? As I mentioned before, there are security forces that are in charge of the respective jurisdiction. This has already been planned before. It has been a long, way days and months of planning. We have already considered these things, and that's the reason why there are commanders that would take charge of their respective jurisdiction just in case there are situations that may arise, especially in this particular event.
Sir, can I get back to the reported beheading? Could you tell us about the provenance of these reports that this hostage has indeed been beheaded, and how would you describe the credibility of these reports as you describe them?
And that is the reason why we're still on the process of validating the information.
From Sandakan, do we have any information about her?
None of yet so far, as of this time. None yet. Thank you. Tina.
Sir, do you see any connection between the Davao incident and APEC?
As I've mentioned before, there is no evidence that would link directly on anything that happens outside of Metro Manila, linking it to the APEC event. But what we can say is that the security forces is already in place. The operational plan is being executed based on the original plan. We have already forces on the ground and will address situation based on the plan that was already discussed before. Any situation that will arise in the respective jurisdiction will be addressed to by their own units, by their own resources, and by their own personnel based on the plan that was discussed. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, what can you actually say to the public, the somehow assurance that the security and safety is being handled by the PNP, of course?
First of all, as we have mentioned before to the public, we ask for your patience of what, of course, the traffic condition that is being experienced in Metro Manila. On the part of the security, the forces involved in this security task force is already in place. As we mentioned before again, as the leaders comes in, and actually they are here already, some of them will be coming this morning, the degree of intensity is already high. So we can assure the public, our people, that security measures have already been in place. It's just a matter of continuing the execution of what has been planned, what has been discussed by the members of the Security Task Force.
General Arojado is saying that the head of the Malaysian hostage who has been beheaded has indeed been recovered. Can you confirm that, sir?
I already answered you. We're still validating such information.
Thank you, sir.
we have already given such pronouncement before that despite of the focus of forces here in Metro Manila, we cannot compromise also the security of our people because we know such situation may also arise in their particular jurisdiction. And that is the reason why, despite of the focus of forces in Metro Manila, we place all units in full alert status to ensure that proper response and sufficient personnel will address any situation that may arise in the respective jurisdiction. There are sufficient personnel on the ground, aside from Metro Manila. We have already evaluated, assessed any contingencies that may arise, just in case the forces are here in Metro Manila because of the APEC event.
Have here again, sir. I'm sorry.
Though these are operational matters as we detailed the numbers, but this was already mentioned again before that the total forces or the personnel involved in the security task force is around 32,000. But these are combined or forces from the 20 government agencies composed of the Philippine National Police, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Navy, Air Force, Maritime Group of the Philippine National Police, and such other agencies involved in the security task force.
All over the country.
Excuse me, medyo.
Just describe the peace and stability, the security situation all over the country, considering that a lot of the personnel are focused in Manila. How would you describe it? What is it?
As of now, it's generally peaceful, though there are some incidents in Davao. But again, what we can say is that we can assure the public that aside from the forces here concentrated in Metro Manila because of the APEC event, forces are also stationed in respective jurisdiction. For the past weeks, we can say that the entire country as of now is the peace and order situation is manageable and generally peaceful. There may be some crimes that were committed, but again, this is being addressed by the task group on anti-criminality based also on the normal function mandated with the Philippine National Police.
Sorry,
Isabella?
sir.
Yes?
Isabella from CNN Philippines.
These are crimes that were committed by, of course, robbery, theft, the normal crimes being committed, especially in the campaign of the Philippine National Police against anti-criminality. Because, as I have said, we do not also compromise the safety and security of our local residents. The task force is not only involved in the protection of our visitors, but also our local residents. That is why the task force is divided into three. Even the natural disasters that may occur, we have a specific joint task group that will address this kind of situation, even there's a need to conduct search and rescue operations. Thank you.
Can you discuss to us a bit about what happened in Davao? Who do you think are responsible? How many people are hurt? Or
Again, this is as of now we are more concentrated here in the APEC event. We can get the details if you want. I can send to you if you want. But again, the details of what happened. We're still in the process of conducting investigation. The security task force is more concentrated here in Metro Manila because of the magnitude of the situation here. We have leaders here that are present now, so the concentration of forces is here. But again, rest assured that the other forces, as I have mentioned, are in the respective areas to also address this situation because based on the original plan, contingencies might happen, and this should be addressed if necessary.
Mentioned earlier that there were two lightning rallies.
Yes, around 200. 200, yes.
Lahat-lahat.
I was in India this morning with the Chief PNP conducting inspection. There is a rally being held there. As per estimate, there are 100 rallyists in the area. As again, the policy of the Philippine National Police is that we are implementing the maximum tolerance principle. This has been disseminated to our personnel on the ground to ensure that our personnel will perform with high restraint against the protesters. I'm not sure with Minjola yet. Yes, and Bindeya. Based on the feedback of the officer on the ground when interviewed this morning. But again, this may vary from time to time.
Sir, some netizens have posted photos of policemen sleeping in alleys, eating in small corners. The question is, the netizens are posing is there a special or an arrangement to also address the concerns of these policemen?
Yes. This is one of the reasons why the Chief PNP conducted inspection this morning to ensure that our personnel will be properly fed, properly sheltered, and of course, properly clothed. We issued them raincoats, those needed in this kind of operations. He personally inspected to see to it that our personnel will have this kind of resources to protect them from the hazards of nature, and of course, for personal necessities.
But prior to the inspection, sir?
I've seen some pictures, but of course, these are isolated cases. This has been addressed to by our, what we call red teams. In our structure, the organization, we have what we call red teams, audit teams, that conduct inspection and recommend corrections daily. And that's the reason why in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, the Chief of the Philippine National Police, the members of the High Command of the Security Task Force conducts briefing to ensure that if there are still some adjustments or resources that could be given or supported to our personnel will be addressed to, especially in this kind of event.
Sir, can I just be clarified? Is there a specific allowance for these policemen, like billeting, food allowance, etc., during the APEC event?
We provide them billeting areas, food. Food is meal package, equivalent to 300 pesos per day. That is a meal package, and it is catered. Every unit involved has its own catering. For now, around 100 caterers are involved to provide food, ready food to our personnel. Shelters were also provided in staging areas, just in case, of course, nature will be not favorable to us, just like this morning. Yes, the Chief PNP ensures that not only, of course, but there is no cash allowance, may I emphasize. There is no such cash allowance. It is a meal package. Meal package only, no cash allowance. Advertisement yun, money. Sleep. There are billeting areas in HK Plaza, Rizal Stadium. Siguro may makikita kayo sa Quirino Grandstand, na picture yan si Star. But again, these areas, we consider the proximity of these areas, just like the Quirino Grandstand, because it is part of the, tactical plan so that they could move easily in a particular area. We cannot place them on a area wherein there's a distance, and when there's not necessary to move, then it will affect the mobility of these forces. And that's the reason why you can see some areas are occupied by policemen, especially, of course, plus also the factor of the number of policemen, and some of these billeting areas cannot really accommodate the number. But the leadership ensures that the needs of our personnel, especially food and billet, is being addressed to daily. If there's still a need for improving this kind of support, then the Chief PNP instructed the Directorate for Logistics to provide such resources.
Sir, so far wala pa namang nagkakasakit na police personnel.
So far, sa ngayon, wala pa naman. We have also the health service. Actually, nagbigay na. We've given or yung flu vaccines to all the security members of the Security Task Force. Kasama na ako doon. Bigyan kami ng flu vaccines to ensure na medyo may energy tayo pagdating sa 5-day operation. And of course, vitamins pa pala. Vitamin C. Ascorbic acid. Meron din ako noon.
Sir, what were the instructions given out to the men on the ground, especially when the militants carry out their plan to breach security line and get into PICC?
This morning, we were there, the Chief PNP personally. The instruction is that always follow and implement the principle of maximum tolerance. Sige lang, express your what's this? Grievances. Andun lang ang police, sige lang. Okay lang, sige, basta't wala lang sakitan. Even though, sabi nga andyan sila sa lugar, they're there, no permit, no rally, pero sabi nga ni Chief PNP, hayaan nyo lang. Basta wag lang pula tayong magkasakitan. We are there, maximum tolerance, andyan ang police. Sige lang po, basta't the primordial concern is one, free expression is being recognized. Number two, we will implement and observe and adhere to the principle of maximum tolerance.
Two small questions. Has there been any incident of road rage that the police forces have observed in light of the
Traffic?
reduced lanes available to the general motoring public?
There were some complaints, but as again, we have been asking for understanding.
What about violent reactions?
Wala po, there's none. Wala kami natatanggap. But again, it is understandable if you are caught in traffic for 2 or 3 hours. But for the past months already, we have been informing the public that they will expect this kind of traffic congestions because as a matter of protocols, when an economic leaders passes an area, everything should be stopped. It is part of the protocol, not only in our country, but also in other countries.
And can you tell us, sir, what happened to the woman who had emergency delivery in the street supposedly because of the heavy traffic, and what happened to the kid, to the baby?
This morning, the policewoman who happens to be a midwife and the policeman who happens to be a nurse told us the story. The woman gave birth with their assistance. But of course, because of the traffic, the ambulance that were called upon did not pass through. But as per their assessment, on that particular situation, the baby was already stable.
Bangketa?
Ah,
Saan part ng Manila po,
yung
sir?
particular na lugar hindi ko natanong ano, but again kung paano nila ginawa is that nagawa naman nila yung supposedly dapat nilang gawin.
Pinahiga po
As
sa
a
bangketa.
medical, kumbaga, it is a special situation there, but the most important thing is that na-deliver yung baby, buhay, nagampanan nila, they perform their duties well, and sa ngayon, maayos naman yung bata.
Lalaki po, babae, sir?
Hindi ko rin natanong, pasensya ka na.
Baka pa pangalan ng APEC.
Pangalan nating APEC 2015.
Sir, can you comment on the report that there was a request na dalhin yung babae sa police car and that the police present refused, kaya nanganak sa bangketa?
May mga natanggap tayong ganong report, but again, siguro is ang tingnan natin yung assessment nung mismong nagpanganak. Kasi sila naman yung andun sa situation, and based sa interview nga is that on that particular moment, on that particular situation, sa tingin nila is stable na yun. First and foremost, sabi nga is to save lives on that particular situation. Save na yung life ng bata. It's stable already. Yung ambulance is support that could even be, kung wala naman is okay lang din. Kasi na-deliver naman yung
But,
Yung
but sir, the
bata.
report was that there was a nearby police car at hindi dinala sa police car. Is that true or is that false?
Ang sabi nila is hindi po yun totoo. That we have our own role. So kanya-kanya tayong, kumbaga kami, may mga police na, can you just imagine, yung police na yun, security yun. But yet, ang ginawa niya is na pinerform niya yung kanyang pagiging nurse or midwife. On the other hand, may mga tropa din naman na, kumbaga, each has its own role, and during that particular time, ang assessment nila, equally important yung ginagawa nila.
Sir, so mali yung report na may malapit na police car where the woman could have given birth instead of sa kalsada.
Sabi nga, doon sa particular na situation na yon is that doon na talaga siya inabot.
So hindi siya aabot sa police car.
Whether or not abot siya sa police car, ang importante doon ay buhay siya during that time. Assessment mismo nung nagpanganak. So I think we have to respect the decision that was made by the policewoman and the policeman who happens to be a midwife and nurse.
So you're
That
not
is their decision. That is judgment call on their part. I think we have to respect that.
you're not looking into the kung whether or not totoo yung report that there was a police car that could have been used.
We will look on that. But again, I think the most important thing here is that buhay yung bata. Pininform ng police yung dapat niyang gawin.
Ang tanong kasi doon was kung pwedeng nanganak sa loob ng kotse o sa bangketa, sir.
Yun nga sa particular situation na yun, no? Kung dadalhin mo siguro nila doon sa sakyan na yun, hindi na kinakailangan pa ba yun? Sabi ko nga, is a judgment call on their part. Sila yung nurse, sila yung midwife, sila siguro nakakalam kaysa sa atin. Even me, I cannot decide on that part.
Sir, konting details na lang. Kailan nangyari, sir?
Wala ako. Kanina kasi, no, we interviewed them, but the specific when, anong oras, hindi. Nakausap ko lang sila kung paano nila ginawa.
And this woman who was pregnant was supposed to, on her way to deliver sa hospital?
Again, sabi ko nga, ang tinanong ko lang sa kanila is paano yun nangyari, bakit nangyaring ganon. So ang sa kanila is that sa tingin nila, ang pinaka-importante nga doon. Time na yon, it's a matter of judgment call on their part.
Wala po bang kasamang pamilya na nakatulong po sana sa kanya sa...
I think that's already details. Sinabi ko na nga, wala po akong nakuhang detalye po doon.
Opo. Salamat po.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Maraming salamat po. Alin? Nang? Oo, kilala kita, Cecil.